Zunday, 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 comics and nonsense every Zunday. Zunday, 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 starring Zig again and Captain Conte. Meet Captain Conte, I'm the skipper of the ship. Well, Ziggy is mostly around for antics. Why did they name it Funny Books anyway? Because Antics Knee Books is a really, really stupid name. And it's really hard to say. Zunday, Zunday, GABINGI, TGIZ, thank God it's Ziggy. Funny Books Comics on YouTube, not really sponsored by YOO HOO. Don't you dare miss a single episode of ZUNDAY. Don't you miss an episode. Welcome to ZUNDAY. Welcome to ZUNDAY, Zig again. Did you like my song? Oh, you weren't paying attention to my song?
What?
What are you doing? Oh, you're reading Action Figure Kingdom.
Yes, I'm reading this very intriguing but inferiorly covered comic.
That's right. The old colored by the amazing Leah Jean Bedelis, my colorist over in the Philippines. And Ziggy was the former colorist of my covers. It's a long story.
You can still see good colors.
Yep.
On issues 10, 11.
Actually 8 all the way up to 11, 12.
Yeah.
You're still the
It's
colorist.
funny, those are the ones that people are really interested in for some reason.
Well, not only am I going to be recoloring those, I'm actually going to do new cover at least for issue 7. Which hasn't
that already been recolored?
No, that's the one with Classic Acrobat and Classic Sparkinator.
Oh,
I'm
right.
my original idea was, well, I have them right here. You can actually see that this is my own comic book.
And welcome to our first tangent of the show.
Yeah, yes, this is Action Figure Kingdom. It's my own comic book. Hi, Dottie. Well, Dottie's up here. Hi, Dottie. Oh, you're gonna go up? Cool. Hang out. So anyway, I do my own comic book. I write, illustrate, letter, do everything except for the colors on the covers. They're black and white interiors. But these are my characters: Acrobot, Earth's Goodest Robot, and Sparkinator, the Lightning Guy. And then in issue 7, I started to introduce the legacy characters, the older versions, Classic Sparkinator and Classic Acrobot, as they're known as the classics.
Yeah.
But originally,
I think we originally referred to them as Golden Age Acrobat.
I think,
Golden Age
yeah, but time's moving on. Golden Age is too far, too far in the past now. So anyway, my original idea was to do something similar, right?
Right.
And if you remember, so the dialogue is off of this one now. But I think it's a little too confusing, too similar. I'm going to now change this cover. They're going to be flying in their car coming out of the time portal. And I've already started to draw it. It's going to be pretty cool. But so anyway, while we're on the subject of Action Figure Kingdom, might as well give an update real quick. You have a graphic for me there. I am working on Ziggy was reading Action Figure Kingdom 16, which kicks off a 5-issue long story. And I am now working on 17 to try to get it out before my lacrosse coaching season starts is the new goal. Because I was really doing well, and then I had like a couple weeks of unable to work on it, basically. But I'm back on it now, and that's the cover. As you can see, it is going to feature a lot of characters. We are bringing in the Acronators, Rock Jack, Sparkinetta, and Acroboy, also known as Kid Acrobat Jr.
Also known as, Acroboy, also known as Kid Acrobat, also known as Acrobat Jr.
Yes, Kid Acrobat Jr.
Well,
right?
Okay, no, so there was 3 possible names.
Yeah.
Acroboy, Kid Acrobat, or Acrobat Jr.
Right.
And then we started to call him Kid Acroboy Jr.
Right. We combined everything, And I used that joke in the new issue 17. I'm also introducing a new character in issue 17. As you notice, I haven't mentioned Rapido yet, and he is in the Acronators.
You mean Rapido?
Rapido, yes. And I'm also bringing back...
Guy doesn't even know the names of his own characters.
I'm also bringing back Fire King, or King Fire. And I'm also bringing back Freeze Queen. And I'm bringing back the classics in that issue. So, and also Greatest Ever will appear in this issue, by the way. It's mostly drawn. Each page, I'd say that it's a 20-pager. Each page is about 70% complete, I'd say. So I have some drawing to do. So that's the update. It should be out early March. It was originally, well, it was originally February. Now it's early March. So anyway, that's a little plug.
Sideshow Steve, if you're watching, I will continue to try to get Steve to heed your advice.
Yes, and look at the camera. Sorry, everybody. So let's get to the start of the show. Well, first of all, if you noticed last week, Mini Books was not here. We didn't have Mini Books. And
I can't believe not a single comment in the chat.
Where's Mini Books?
Where's Mini Books?
Yeah, it's a little odd. But you know,
I thought Mini Books was the most popular part of the show.
Nope, Mini Books was actually on another journey last weekend, and we'll have to document that on another Sunday about Mini Books' whole adventure last week. You know, and now Mini Books is back. Thanks for coming back to the show, Mini Books. And now we have our Captain America, who's very in scale.
Yes.
Right? He can actually fit through the door. So he's kind of cool. And then we should talk about the fact that Kevin the Kid, KTK himself, flew back from London last night. He is now back in Parsippany. I heard from him this morning.
Back in Parsippany, back in the States.
Yes. And as soon as...
For some reason, he's saying blimey now. Blimey!
Yes, Governor. He is. And he said as soon as he can... Is he a millennial? What is he? You think he's a millennial?
No. Oh, God,
Gen Z?
He's got to be at least Gen... Yeah, he's got to be... Yeah.
Okay, so as soon as this Gen
Z at most.
As soon as this Gen Z gets his sleep schedule back,
it
should take about 3 weeks, I would figure, to get back on a normal pace. He'll be back here at Funny Books. No, but welcome back, Kevin. We can't wait to see you. Everyone's totally sick of me running the store constantly all the time. And then Anna was back, and she just went back to college.
You telling me?
Anna just went back to college, which really worked out. Oh, my God, he's going to condition me to look at this camera tonight. You got to do that every time.
Every time. Oh, are you telling me?
Yeah. So Anna was a great, she didn't do a ton of hours, but she was here just enough to really help me because I was doing a lot of hours straight, and, you know, Dottie's been spending a lot of time at home. So that's the story. We talked about last week about the Matt with 4T videos.
Matt with 4T, yeah.
And about the Todd McFarlane video. It turns out there's actually 2 McFarlane videos, I think. There's one about just Todd, and then there's one about him and Rob Liefeld, you know, the kind of the battle, the team up, then the battle between them. So, yeah.
Which is odd, because usually with superheroes, it's the opposite.
First
they fight,
battle,
then they team up.
Then they team up, yes. You're right.
And Steve is no longer part of the show, apparently.
Well, I was looking for something, but you know what? I took it home. All right. Next week.
I like that we can just get up and leave the show without even saying anything.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned Catherine last week, and I wanted to show the artwork that she gave me for Christmas.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'll bring it in next time. But we should talk about today. It is Zunday.
It is Zunday.
It is the... What is
both
it?
The day and the show.
Yeah, is it the 19th today, I think? Yeah, it's... what?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So it's supposed to snow a lot.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Today is supposed to snow a lot. I mean, there's no sign of it. It's... Yeah, there's no sign of it yet. So... So it's a great day to come in to Funny Books before it really starts snowing to get something to read.
Yeah. The first hour, we open at 12.
Yeah.
And the first hour should be the busiest we've ever been because all of you are going to try to sneak in your Funny Books before the snow comes.
Yes. Yeah, I hope so. And then tomorrow is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I should say. And I was originally going to open, because we're in pretty good shape for the week. We have all the shipments already. So, and everyone should be off. But the snow is really throwing a wrench into the plan. I don't want to fight this snowstorm and open on a day we're normally closed.
Right.
You know, if it was fine, I would definitely open. Plus, it's going to be like minus 20 degrees tomorrow or something.
Surprised I'm not going to a Jets game.
So I don't know. Fans of funny books who pay attention to their emails. If I open tomorrow, you'll get an email and you'll know about it. But as far as Martin Luther King Jr. goes, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Steve left the show again.
Yes, I did want to mention this book because we do have several copies of this hardcover. Here, you can hold it like a model, Yes. So that is the other history of the DCU, and I think that's a good book if you're interested in marking the day with something special. This is a hardcover written by John Ridley, who wrote 12 Years a Slave. And he also created Jace Fox.
Dottie's on the counter.
I see.
I think she's eating my Taylor Ham, egg, and cheese.
You can go check on her. So he also ate.
Or at least sniffing it.
He also created Jace Fox, who was. Do you remember when Jace Fox, the Batman? Jace Fox?
Yeah. The Iron Man Batman.
Yeah, he was introduced in. Do you remember?
Introduced in?
Yeah.
Well, no.
Future State.
Oh, Future State.
Yeah,
Right.
John Ridley introduced him in Future State, which wasn't great. Future State.
It was pretty terrible.
Some are good, some are bad. It wasn't as notoriously terrible as Convergence.
Convergence wasn't terrible.
Oh, it wasn't?
People.
These are DC events.
Yeah.
So, just so you know.
The main Convergence book wasn't great, but it wasn't awful, right? It was okay, but not good enough to be like this big company-changing thing. But the side books with remember Convergence came with all those 2-issue books?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Those, the majority of those were awesome.
Oh, really?
Super awesome.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were quick. I mean, first of all, you got the Shazam one where it has original Fawcett. Yeah, all the books were like different.
Did you say Shazam?
Well, that's the name of the book.
Oh, okay.
The book was called Convergence Shazam.
Yeah.
Right? And it featured the original pre-crisis Fawcett version of Captain Marvel and the Marvel family.
Yeah.
Fighting Gotham by Gaslight Batman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Is that not awesome?
Yeah, that sounds cool.
And then there was one with Parallax. Fighting someone. They brought back the Parallax version of Hal Jordan to fight someone. And here we go. What do you think is the most lasting effect of the Convergence thing? What happened in Convergence?
Yeah.
That without Convergence,
Yeah.
something would not exist today.
Is it the Wildstorm universe crossing over into the DC universe?
No.
Okay, I give up.
Jonathan Kent.
Oh, really? He's from Convergence?
Jonathan Kent was born
Yeah.
in the Convergence Superman book.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know your stuff.
And the only reason why he was able to be born is that all these versions, all these different, in Convergence, all these different versions of different heroes from different realities, universes, timelines, whatever, had all been collected.
Are we still big or small?
We're small. I mean, big.
Good. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Are you sure you want... no, wait, hold on. I might have just ruined everything. Hold on. Okay. All these different versions of people were captured by Brainiac.
Yeah.
And bottled.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. He likes to bottle people.
He loves bottling people. Bottling people, bottling cities, universes, right?
Yeah.
And inside the bottles, nobody has superpowers.
Okay.
And
like Kandor, right? Isn't it?
Like Kandor, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not to get into the details of it, but there was always the ages-old question: how would Superman and Lois have a kid without killing Lois?
Right. Men of Steel, Women of Kleenex, famous book by Philip K. Dick, I think.
Maybe,
a
sure.
short story in a book, that explored that topic.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but
Hey, Dad.
In Convergence, in the bottle, Superman had no powers.
Yeah.
And that's when John Kent was born. And then they got released from the Convergence bottle into the New 52 universe and lived in hiding.
Right, because there was a different Superman.
Because there was already another Superman running around.
Oh, man. Yeah, Grant Morrison's Superman, right?
Well, just the whole New 52 Superman.
Yeah.
And but without Convergence, he never would have been born.
Well, if you had Convergence on your ZUNDAY bingo card today, mark it off, because that was out of nowhere, Convergence. And you have some good knowledge about Convergence. It's hard to keep these events straight. I mean, Future State was what? It's the future, obviously, of the DC universe, right? And Jace came out of that.
Well, allegedly, Future State happened because they were planning on doing that DC reboot, the
5G.
quote-unquote 5G reboot, and they had come up with all these concepts for 5G, and then when that got thrown out, they turned the scraps of those concepts
into Future State. Yeah. And so Jace Fox was introduced in Future State. How is he in the current DCU? Are you
No,
familiar?
I believe the Jace Fox series that happened after Future State all took place in the Future State world.
Yeah, so he doesn't exist in the current DCU? Okay. All right. So anyway, but getting back to Other History of the DC Universe, which is a great book to get. It's Black History Month is coming up, and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day is tomorrow. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., obviously known for his contributions to the American Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s. His most famous work is the I Have a Dream speech, obviously. Delivered in 1963, he spoke of his dream of a United States that is void of segregation and racism. And then, of course, tragically, he was assassinated in 1968. He was only 39 years old. That's pretty bad.
You telling me?
Sorry. Just to give some background on Dr. Martin Luther King. This book has... do you remember The History of the DC Universe by George Perez and Marv Wolfman?
Right after Crisis.
Right, yeah. So they did this like 2-issue, the whole issue. Well, it takes the name. This is the Other History.
The Other History, right.
But this is told a little differently. It's told through the eyes of certain characters like Black Lightning. I think Bumblebee, Katana is in it. And they go through events that we know have happened in DCU, but from their perspective. So it's pretty cool. We have several of these hardcovers, Zig. So if anyone's interested, we have them. It's not part of New Year's Steve because it's not a volume 1.
How's New Year's Steve been going, by the way?
It's been going good, but I think, so New Year's Steve is...
He's like, I think my script tells me I'm not allowed to talk about this yet.
No, here's New Year's Steve update right there.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, but I did have a couple other things. Make sure I give you this gift. Okay?
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's not going to wait for the party?
No, because it's time sensitive.
Time sensitive.
Yes,
okay.
yes. It's food I baked it like for Christmas, and it's still there in that box. No, just kidding. Okay, so New Year's Steve, the sale. That's why I have my New Year's Steve jacket on, and there's my hat.
My favorite sale.
It's Ziggy's favorite sale, and I did say that
in spite of being the spokesperson of Ladders.
Right. And listen, New Year's Steve's going.
That's just a job.
New Year's Steve's going great. In fact, I'm really excited. I'm excited about a lot of things.
Yeah.
About the year and about Funny Books. Even though, look, it's dicey. We're in, it's the computer, and we'll talk about Diamond going out of business.
Oh yeah, that's
Chapter 11.
Chapter 11. Not
but you know what I'm excited about? I think the store is really looking good. We are extremely well stocked. We'll talk about that too, because I just brought in boxes and boxes of great graphic novels for New Year's Steve.
Yeah.
Like all the good ones, multiple copies of volume 1s of things that we have a real hard time keeping in stock during New Year's Steve. So we have everyone's name on the wall there who wanted to go up. Some people don't want to go on the wall, but very few. Most people want to go on that wall. And I plan on expanding that wall. That wall is going all the way up there and down. Everyone loves New Year's Steve. You make a resolution to read something new in 2025,
Yep.
which is something that everyone should do. We're all on our phones too much. I'm not excusing myself. But this is a really good opportunity. Pick something new to read. Come on up, Dot. A volume 1, you get 20% off, and just go home and read it at your leisure. Right? Do you say leisure or leisure?
I say leisure unless I'm saying at your leisure.
Oh, okay. So, and then if you like it, and hopefully you will, you have all winter to come back for the next volume at 15% off.
Right.
So you're locking in a discount. You're doing something very healthy for your brain, and you're getting your name on our wall and helping us fill our wall.
Right. And as you said, you could come back anytime this winter. And what exactly does that mean?
Yes, we had a semantic argument about winter. I go to the day winter ends on the, there's a...
We had myself and some customers last Sunday, or last ZUNDAY, when I was explaining you could come back at any time through the winter to get the other, and they're like, how long's the winter? And I go, it's sort of just like this amorphous, like when it's cold.
Yes.
Like, because what does that even mean? And Steve was like, it means March 22nd.
Yeah, it means
the last that's
day
the
of
calendar.
winter. I didn't actually look it up, but honestly, I really think, I think in terms of months. So in other words, my winter is December, January, February. And then my spring is March, April, May.
Right,
My
yeah.
summer is June, July, August.
Right.
And my fall is September, October, November. That's kind of how I think in my head of it.
Right, that's how I think of it too. But New Year's Eve doesn't end at the end of February.
No. It will go through winter when winter ends.
And the biggest question,
Yeah.
because this really matters,
Yeah.
is how does the groundhog affect New Year's Eve?
It doesn't. The groundhog has no effect on, I think...
So if he sees its shadow, it's not 6 more weeks to New Year's Eve?
No. Well, I'm open to the idea. I think it's kind of fun. Yeah, we can base things on the groundhog. We can get into Groundhog Day and see if New Year's Eve
6
will be
more
extended.
weeks to New Year's Eve.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's let the groundhog decide.
Let's let the groundhog decide.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then maybe we should get our own groundhog.
Dottie hog. Does
Dottie
Dottie
hog.
see her shadow?
So we're going to keep these things on the wall all through winter.
Right.
So when you come in for the next volume,
When I come in?
when you come in for your next volume, we can just look at the wall and we don't have to look it up anywhere. It's going to be great. You'll have your name up. So you get, as a bonus, you'll get your name up even more. Come on, Dottie. Come on, girl. So some of the things that people have been going for. Come on up. Come on up. Up here, Dot.
Dottie does what she wants.
Dottie.
Dottie does
Okay.
what she wants.
So listen, we've been selling a lot of obviously Ed Brubaker.
Of course.
And
He's got some great volume ones.
yes, and
Reckless volume 1.
Reckless counts
Criminal
as
volume 1.
Criminal volume
Killer
1.
Be Killed volume 1.
Killer Be Killed volume 1.
Fatale volume 1.
No, Fatale's one volume. We don't have the small ones anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. it doesn't-
Fatale has been removed from New Year's
Yeah,
Eve.
and not only that, Killer Be Killed's coming out.
The Fade Out volume 1.
Fade Out's one book. It doesn't count.
Is it one
yeah,
book?
It's one book. Yeah. I did restock Velvet, but that's not drawn by Sean Phillips. It's drawn by Steve Epting.
Right, but it's still
It's still Brubaker. Yeah.
It's a really good book. It's really actually very interesting because like when he works with Sean Phillips, there's always a twist, but it's a crime story. You know?
Yeah.
Those two do crime stories. When he works with Steve Epting, who he worked with on Captain America.
Yes.
And then again with Velvet, he does espionage stories.
Yes. Yeah.
Velvet's an espionage story, and his Captain America was very much a more espionage type series.
Yes.
And it's interesting how he gets into these certain brain spaces based on who the artist is.
Right. In fact, that's why I left for a second, because this is an entirely different volume 1 for New Year's Eve. This is Friday by Brubaker and Marcos
Still have to
Martin.
read volume 3 of that.
Well, I have to reread 1 and 2 because 3 took a long time to come out. But this is a great book, especially for the winter.
Oh yeah,
Right?
Look at that.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Hardy Boys ish.
Yeah.
But there's a supernatural vibe to it as well, and it's super cool. Eisner winner, best digital comic. So there you go. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a bunch of these as well. People have been getting all sorts of stuff. Is she up there?
Yeah.
Now, speaking of Reckless and Criminal, This week we're getting new printings of Criminal.
Ooh.
Yeah, and they look sharp, but
I
they're
do
not.
declare, Mr. Beauregard.
They're not going to be included in New Year's Eve because they're new in January, and we can't include them. But we still have the old volumes of Criminal for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
But they're going to start to re-release these Criminals because the Amazon Criminal series is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
They do not have a release date yet, but I looked it up this morning a little bit. Charlie Hunnam, who was in Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy, yep.
He's playing.
Jax.
Yeah, he's playing it. He was in Pacific Rim.
He was in Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Amelia Clark is the female protagonist. Well, protagonist. They're
Are you telling
criminals. They're criminals, so I don't know if you can call her a protagonist. But Game of Thrones, she was Khaleesi, and she was in Terminator Genesis, which I don't know how that's spelled. On Wikipedia, it was...
It's spelled either GenYsis
That's how I think they spelled it.
or Gen... What's...
ISYS.
SYS, but I think it's the first one.
Why? Why is it spelled that way?
To make it the future.
I wrote regular Genesis.
Well, that where? Yeah, I think it's GenY.
Is that how you spell Genesis for real?
It looks right.
Yeah. Why? I don't know why they spelled it like that, but I was so annoyed. I just spelled it the
Because
regular way.
you can't trademark that word.
Well, Terminator Genesis you can trademark together.
Yeah, but then that's not the future. Terminator's in the future.
I guess so. Yeah.
And
So
weird spellings means the future.
yeah, and then so that's Criminal, but
And I would have done GENESYS. I would have done. You know why?
Why?
For system. Because it's a computer system. System is spelled SYSTOM.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I would have went SYS for system.
Nice.
But
Genesis.
I don't know if they did.
Genesis.
They might have. I don't remember. Because here's the thing about Terminator Genesis. It's awful.
I don't remember it. I saw it in the theater. Amelia Clark is super
Awful.
cute. That's all I have to say. She's a brunette in it, and I hadn't watched Game of Thrones yet, so I didn't know who she was.
I haven't watched Game of Thrones either.
So I didn't know that she was the Khaleesi when I saw Terminator.
She was also in
Genesis.
the Solo movie, which is also...
Ugh. Yeah, and also Reckless apparently has been optioned.
Yeah, you were saying.
But I couldn't find any solid information other than rumors that Sebastian Stan is going to play Ethan Reckless.
That's actually pretty good casting.
Yeah, which Anna and I were talking about who could play him, and I was like, Chris Evans would make a good Reckless.
No, he's too clean cut.
Well, I was like, they could dirty him up, and then I
don't think he has it in him.
I was gonna say Sebastian Stan, but I just didn't want to list Captain America's. You know, So I.
Well,
didn't.
technically, he's not a Captain America.
But after I said him, I thought actually Sebastian Stan would make a really good
Though-
Ethan Reckless.
he is going. He would be going from one Brubaker to another,
Right.
since Brubaker made the
Winter
Soldier.
Soldier, and that's
Yeah.
what they said because of he seems to have an association with Ed Brubaker.
Yeah. Also, yeah, I think with his hair,
Yeah.
I think he's got the right.
He
right
does.
hair.
Yeah.
For Ethan Reckless.
Yeah, and also he just won like a Golden Globe award for being in some movie. I'm not sure what it was. He's a very good actor. So yeah, I'm excited. I mean, we're gonna get Criminal soon. Still no date on Criminal, and then we're gonna get Reckless apparently. But Reckless is gonna be like probably a series of movies, just like the books. Hopefully, they won't change too much.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're halfway through. We should do the YOO HOO toast.
Woo!
Dottie, YOO HOO toast. Oh, check this out.
A YOO HOO candy bar?
I have a YOO HOO candy bar. I have not had any of it. Ooh, look, YOO HOO candy bar, Dottie.
She thinks it's the squeezy treat.
Why don't I get out the YOO HOOs and you could open your... So anyway, we generally have a holiday party for the Funny Book staff, right? We tried this year. It was difficult to get everyone together on the same page. And Kevin's in London.
Kevin's in London.
And he's a big part of... He's such
Anna's
a big part
been
of
at
Funny
school
Books.
and not been at school and been at school.
Yeah, she's been back, but... and I've been super busy, doing everything. And you've been busy at work, I know. And going into the city's got to suck. So we are going to have our holiday party when Anna comes back from spring break. Kevin will be here. Hopefully we can get everyone together. But I wanted to give you your present for your holiday party because this is not going to keep all the way to March.
March?
Yeah.
All right.
So Merry Christmas, Ziggy.
It's very solid. It feels very solid.
It is very solid.
Is this what we're toasting? Are we toasting whatever's
No.
in here? Because I don't know what we're toasting. I don't know anything.
I think I have a toast.
Oh. Oh, it's a Golden Girls trivia day at a time calendar.
Yes.
You're right. This wouldn't last till March. In fact, we've already missed some time.
I know. You can catch up.
Very nice. Should we
Yeah.
we read a couple?
Absolutely.
Especially
Why-
like
why
the
not?
days we missed.
Yeah, why not?
You know, I can't. I'm not even joking. I made I was gonna wear my Golden Girl shirt today.
Oh,
I was.
I'm glad you're wearing that because we're wearing the opposite.
I know we're
of
wearing
new
the opposite.
shirts.
But at the very last second, I
Yeah.
was gonna go. I had my hand on it.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I saw this at the corner of my eye. I go,
Yeah.
you know what? I'll go Funny Book.
Yeah,
shirt.
represent. You know.
Well,
These
yeah.
are, by the way,
But can
these
you
are-
imagine?
Yeah, that-
People would think it was planned.
Right. Stephen Dippity. By the way, these are the current Funny Book shirts. If you're interested, come on in. We don't care.
I love this shirt.
We don't actually care what you pay for them. There has to be at least $9 because that's what we paid.
You don't care.
I don't. Just come in and get a shirt. You know, it's so comfortable. I wear this all the time at home.
No, got this.
Make your own price, $9 and up. If you want to pay $18, that's the maximum. You want to pay $12, if you want to pay $9, that's fine.
God. Oh, here we go. All right, so
Dottie, we got all sorts of stuff going
Stands
on. We
up
got
like
YOO HOO
this.
candy
I
bars,
know. Here, put this
Golden
over
Girl
here.
calendars.
All right, let's rip off this. Well, first it starts with advertisements for Golden Girls Clue, Golden Girls Trivial Pursuit, and Golden Girls Monopoly, all of which are probably very fun. How the calendar works. All right, here we go. Oh, I accidentally pulled off January 1st. Who did Blanche say was the only man who knew how to push her buttons? This is Blanche.
Blanche? Well, I don't know, but Blanche is the old one? Is Blanche the super old? I mean, the oldest one.
It's the old one.
The oldest one.
No, that's Estelle Getty. That's
Okay.
Sophia.
I honestly
Sophia.
have never seen an episode of the Golden Girls.
Where's
Blanche?
the answers?
So Blanche is the
there's
country
it.
one? Is Blanche the country one?
Blanche is the southern
Okay,
one.
Elvis Presley.
I can't read with my glasses on. A Cabana Boy in Pensacola. A Cabana Boy in Pensacola.
I was going to guess that.
You were right.
I was going to guess that.
Oh, they have a category in the corner. This category is Men of the Night. That's New Year's Day. Well, let's do another one. January 2nd.
Okay.
The category is location, location, location. The photo is of Sophia, Estelle Getty, the
Okay.
oldest one,
Okay.
Dorothy's mother. All right. The question is, what homeless shelter did the girls spend the night in while trying to find their lost lottery ticket?
Should I be reading these to you? I know nothing about the Golden Girls.
You know, as much as I like the Golden Girls, I'm not very trivia
What
happy.
homeless shelter? They have names?
Apparently.
Let's see.
It's kind of a generic name for a homeless shelter.
What is it?
Mission Street.
Sunday's more interesting than that calendar.
I like it. I need to watch more. It's been a while. It's been a while
Well,
since
you got
I
to
put
finish
on
the
it.
Gilmore Girls first, and then
Which
the
I
Golden
am
Girls.
flying
You only
through.
watch shows that are GG,
Yeah.
Golden Girls, and with girls at the second name.
I'm flying through Gilmore
Oh,
Girls.
really?
I'm already on to season 7
Wow.
Yeah.
Gee, how many? Oh, geez. That's a lot.
of 7, and then they did a miniseries afterwards.
All right. Well, believe it or
Oh,
not,
I'm very excited.
this YOO HOO toast, by the way.
I'm going to bring this to the office.
Good. So we are definitely behind schedule. Last week, by the way, we ended without telling anyone to go to Comic Hub and reserve their comics,
Right.
which really we have a responsibility to Funny Books to promote a little bit of what's going on here this week. New Year's Eve.
I don't think we've done that at all the entire 3rd season.
We forget because we're just having fun. But if you can get to Comic Hub, go to funnyrama.com. The homepage has 2 links. One's this online store, which you can order from. We got a great order this week from Texas. Found everything, sent it out.
Nice.
The guy's going to be super happy with it, packed it all nice. So you can order from our online store if you're listening from somewhere else in the country. But more importantly, get on the customer portal, there's a link on the homepage. And you could either search what's coming out, or you can scroll down to next Wednesday. That's everything coming out this week. I know there's an Absolute Wonder Woman is the big book, is number 1 this week. And there's a lot of other good stuff coming out too.
So yesterday, I read Absolute Batman number 4.
Yeah.
Speaking of absolutes.
Yeah.
And then also Batman and Robin Year 1 number 4.
Yes.
Both incredibly good books.
Yeah.
I read them. I enjoyed them. I was a little confused at the beginning of Batman and Robin, just because I wasn't really sure what was going on, but I thought they were like skipping into like, let's just dive into the middle of a situation.
Right, and then explain it later.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
But then I read it. It was good. And then I go over to my pile of to-read comics.
Yeah, you haven't read the issue before.
And both Absolute Batman and Batman and Robin Year 1 issue 3 are sitting on there. I just completely missed reading them.
Right, yeah.
And just skipped and I was like, oh, I read it. I was like, oh, well, that opening makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, now you can read it, the other issues as like a flashback.
Yeah.
You right?
So I read issue 3s to both of them, and I was just like, I'm just reading comics out of order today. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I'm so dumb. So who are we toasting? What are we toasting?
Well, we are going to toast... we're going to toast Diamond Comics.
Diamond Comics.
Yeah.
They sure are going through it, as the kids say.
Yeah, well, I'd rather be Diamond Comics than...
Capital City?
No. The creator of The Sandman this week.
Well, yeah.
Which we won't talk about. We will not use his name. He shall be unmentioned. But Diamond Comics, for those that aren't familiar with us, with the comic book industry, the how the sausage is made.
Yeah.
Diamond Comics is the distributor of... Well, in 2019, they had 100% of the market share of the comic book industry.
Yeah.
100%.
The direct market, as they say.
They were basically our only distributor of every comic. In 2020, when the pandemic happened, this is how the dominoes fell. Diamond shut down operations. As far as I understand it, DC was the comic book publisher that wanted to continue to publish during the pandemic.
Yep.
Diamond could not accommodate them. DC at that point went out and found another distributor. Two, actually,
yes.
That kind of created a distributor war where then Marvel went out and got their own distributor.
Yep.
So DC went to Lunar, and it was...
Marvel was like, we're not going to be
DCBS
the
or something.
loser still with Diamond if DC's going to go
Right.
somewhere.
So then Marvel moved to Penguin Random House. Before you know it, Image moved to Lunar. And not in this order. Dark Horse and IDW moved to Penguin Random House.
Yep.
Now, these publishers, Marvel, Image, IDW, Dark Horse, were still available from Diamond if you wanted to.
Right.
Right? But DC wasn't. DC was
wasn't.
exclusive.
Yeah.
So recently, Diamond's market share was down to 20%. You may have heard that Diamond's been shipping cattywampously.
Well...
Right?
Right.
And it's all because of warehouse consolidation and operations like that. And then this week, they declared Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Yeah.
So...
Which doesn't mean they're out of business.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're out of business.
It's a legal restructuring of debt.
And we don't really expect it to affect too much around here.
Right.
We were pretty much getting a lot of our books from the other distributors. No offense to Diamond... but the other distributors would generally ship better, pack better, less shipping charges, quicker shipping times, in a lot of cases easier to navigate websites. And, Diamond always has had good customer service with us. We've had a good relationship with Diamond. We're not Diamond bashers. There's a lot of Diamond bashing going around. And other than their shipping, which was always like, what are we paying for shipping?
Yeah.
It wasn't easy to figure out. Diamond's nice people, and I wish all the people at Diamond well. In their, it must be troubling to hear that your company's going Chapter 11.
Yeah.
And we're friends with Nance and Chris over there, and Brian is still there.
And also, so...
I think Stuart Trek is over there
the
now.
stores that still got a lot of their big publisher books through Diamond.
Yeah.
You know, good luck to them as well, because Image canceled out all their Diamond orders.
Yeah.
And just said, you got to reorder them through Lunar.
Yeah, and
if you want
and the reason this is going on is because Lunar and PRH sub-distribute to Diamond.
Yeah.
So in other words, you can get your books through Diamond, but they're getting them through Lunar, so they have to pay Lunar for their books, and they're in Chapter 11 and can't pay Lunar anymore. So Lunar's cutting them off. That's basically
what's happening.
So here's to our friends at Diamond, and Diamond Comics, who's basically been our distributor for almost the entire run of our run. Now listen. Diamond itself put everyone out of business themselves in the 90s.
Some people might say you reap what you sow.
Right, because in the 90s there was the first distributor war where Heroes World, Marvel went exclusive with Heroes World.
This one was DC's fault. The last one was Marvel's fault.
Yeah, Marvel decided to go out on their own to Heroes World. Heroes World went bankrupt or something.
Yeah.
And in that time period, DC said, well, we're going to go out on our own. They went to Diamond. There was another distributor, Capital City.
Yeah.
Then before you know it, Diamond got Image. They got Dark Horse, DC, and then they eventually got Marvel back, and Capital City went out of business, and that's why Diamond had the monopoly for this entire time. Now, I've already heard...
We were a Capital City store.
We were.
Pre-war.
Yeah, we always picked the wrong one and had to switch. Yeah, because when Lunar split, when DC went to 2, we picked the other one.
We didn't have a choice.
Oh, they were local.
When they first did the split, and it was Midtown and Lunar.
Yeah.
They said East Coast stores, Midtown, West Coast stores, Lunar.
Right. That's exactly what happened. So listen, but you know, a lot of the chatter has also been get to your local comic book store and shop, because listen, this is not going to not affect us, right? This is going to affect us. What do you got? Comment?
Oh, just Kieran goes. And this is a funny way to phrase it.
Yeah.
He goes. I tuned in just in time for the Neil Diamond segment.
Oh, because we're talking about Diamond,
and then first you mentioned Neil Gaiman.
Oh, right,
yeah,
right. Well, that's
the Neil
weird.
Diamond segment.
Yeah.
the two biggest news items of the week.
Well, then let me give someone else a plug. Nick Diamonds, which is a different.
Who?
Nick Diamonds. He's the lead singer of Islands.
No, I think we should just talk about Neil Diamond.
Right.
Yeah.
We well, hey, you know, when we sometimes when we win a lacrosse game, the kids sing "Sweet Caroline" on the bus on the way back.
Oh yeah. Do they bump?
Yeah,
you got
bump. That's a big song, a post-victory lacrosse song on our bus, and it's hilarious, you know. Yeah. So what were we just talking about as far as
we were about to do
this is going to affect us. Now, here's how this is going to affect us. Well, first of all, Free Comic Book Day.
You telling me?
First of all, Free Comic Book Day is basically largely controlled by Diamond.
Oh, are you telling me?
And so we won't really know the fallout of that. Either way, there'll be a Free Comic Book Day because Penguin Random House and Lunar also distribute free comics. But we do not know.
Diamond is saying right now that as far as they're concerned, we haven't.
We did.
Did we?
Yes, we did. And last time you said we didn't, we did too. I looked it over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
We always toast in the beginning, and then we talk for 5 minutes, and then we don't toast again. So here's the Diamond.
I was really thirsty.
Now.
Oh, the snow's starting.
Oh crap!
Get here early.
So, like Diamond, for instance, look at the magazines right there. The Tomorrow's magazines, we get them from Diamond. It's really going to be up to Tomorrow's magazine to move to a distributor.
Right.
Diamond's still going to distribute them, but they really should now consider getting another distributor just in case, right? Stuff like that. Right now, Titan, Dynamite, Boom's already switched. Distillery announced they were Diamond exclusive
I know
2 months ago.
Distillery we used to get through Lunar, and then they decided to go exclusive to Diamond.
Yeah. Good move. So that toast was to Diamond.
Oh, I was thirsty. I needed that.
We talked about New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve will run the length of January, so you have through January. Oh, this is important.
Oh. Yes.
Voucher system. So, those familiar with Funny Books Free Comic Book Day. Don't worry, I'm okay, Dottie. So, as Ziggy fixes the sideways segment. We need a sound effect for sideways segment.
We don't have sound effects at all.
We did. We started season 2 with the difference is going to be sound effects, and we used them for 1 week.
Right.
Yeah. 1080p.
Yep.
By the way, we are switching to ADP this week, the payroll service. We're making the switch to 1080p. So those familiar with Funny Books know that on Free Comic Book Day, you'll generally get... Ooh, Dottie seemed interested in something. You'll generally get, like, I think it's 3 comics we're down to. We used to give a lot more.
We still give a lot more if you participate,
in
the
voucher system. If you're a regular. By the way, 2000 AD, the free comic, cost me 60 cents a copy.
Wow. Better be big.
It's still.
I know, but still.
And, Kevin Kong, who might be watching, by the way, he was like, you pay for your free comics? And I do think that there is a misperception.
Yeah.
Is that misconception?
Misconception
that we get these comics for free and hand them out for free. We pay for every free comic that we hand out. I'm looking at the camera now. But 60 cents is outrageous.
That is outrageous.
But I order a little bit of every single free comic specifically for our regulars. Now, we want to treat our regulars better. Not better. We treat everyone great, but they do deserve a bonus for being regulars and being here all the time. So basically, we have vouchers that will get you extra free comics. And this year, we used to do a voucher every week leading up to Free Comic Book Day. This year, we're doing it differently. As I like to think of new things and new ways.
It's the voucher big switcheroo.
It is the switcheroo. This blue voucher is going to be available during January. So this is January 19th. This will be one of the harder ones to get because now we only have a few days left in January. We just started this voucher on Wednesday. She loves stools like that. Yeah. She loves jumping up on the stool. So come in for your blue voucher because you'll need this blue voucher for your set of vouchers.
Yes.
Each month will feature a different color voucher. This gives you 1 extra free comic. February will be a red voucher because February is Valentine's Day. And March will be a green voucher because St. Patrick's Day is in March. And April will be a purple voucher because Easter is in April, I think. And generally, those colors are associated with those holidays. This leaves a yellow voucher.
Yes.
Because we always have a yellow voucher. So last year, the purple was the bonus voucher. The yellow will be the bonus voucher this year. I haven't decided what to do about the yellow voucher yet. We might have a special event where you come in and get the yellow voucher. We might make the yellow voucher available 1 week every month, right?
I like that.
And then also, you will have another opportunity in the next several months to come in and get any one voucher that you missed. Because, like, let's say you come in February for the first time. You have no shot at the blue voucher. So we want to give you a second shot at the blue voucher. So we'll give you another shot at this. Each voucher gives you a bonus comic, and then if you collect all the vouchers, you unlock more bonus comics if you have the full set. And, of course, we will have a pre-reserve form for our regulars that can pre-reserve all the free comics they want.
Right, because some of these smaller books, we're not going to get 300 copies of them.
We're not. No, in fact, I went very light on a lot of these books, but we will have the main books. You have a slide for
I do. I was waiting for you to call for it.
Yeah. What is that slide?
So we have, here we have, thing is in the way.
Yeah, go ahead. You can move them over.
Yep. Here we have the Marvel.
Make a good screenshot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so those are the 2 Marvel books. Yeah. DC hasn't announced anything yet, by the way.
Haven't they?
No.
Oh.
No. They're the only company that hasn't announced Free Comic Book Day. Yeah, so this is an Amazing Spider-Man and an Ultimates, kind of a half and half book.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a Fantastic Four X-Men book, which is kind of cool. Right? Fantastic Four movie, by the way.
Yep.
Coming out this summer.
Is that this summer?
Yes, it is.
Ooh.
It is July 25th.
Nice.
I'll give you a quick rundown. Captain America New World Order, February 14th, Valentine's Day. Thunderbolts, May 2nd, Free Comic Book Day weekend. Superman, July 11th, and Fantastic Four, July 25th. Listen, that's exciting for very exciting.
Those are good movies. Those are good
I'm
movies.
excited. Were you in here yesterday who said like Thunderbolts basically stars a bunch of Captain America people? Oh no, it might have been the Champ. It was the Champ. Yeah, because it's U.S. Agent.
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
Yep.
The Russian guy.
The Russian Captain America.
The Russian Captain America.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of and arguably the White Black Widow has the same kind of Captain America-ish. They're
right.
Hand-to-hand combat. I just don't know if Baron Zemo's going to be in there. Apparently not. The guy who played Baron Zemo
right.
in
well, they're not basing it off of that version of the Thunderbolts.
Right. Yeah, too bad. I was hoping he'd be in it.
Yeah.
He's great. From Falcon Winter Soldier. Anyway, so yeah.
How great would it have been if they actually did a Thunderbolts movie where it was just like new heroes and then like they in the movie they totally pulled the Thunderbolts on it and it's being led by Baron Zemo. Like all the heroes they reveal in the movie are actual villains that have been used in previous movies.
Right, so make it look like it's the Avengers and then have them when they reveal who they are, they're not.
Well, or just make it look like it's their new heroes or whatever.
Oh, okay.
You know, because that's what Thunderbolts was.
I'm excited to see U.S. Agent again. I am in this movie.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm pretty excited for this. I'm excited for Thunderbolts for some reason. It's cool. I love Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And I love U.S. Agent.
And in her previous appearances, the
Spit it out, dude.
The Black Widow one.
White Widow.
Yeah, the White Widow. She's very good. She's very good.
And what was she in?
Well, she was in Black Widow,
and
then she appeared again in the Hawkeye show.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay, yeah,
and what's her name?
Yeah, she's cool.
Pugh. Florence Pugh?
Is that her actor name?
That's her actor name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you have another slide there? Let's see what else is coming out of Free Comic Book Day.
And look how check this out. Look how well I lined them up.
Wow, that's sweet. Okay, so yeah, 2 Star Wars books.
2 Star Wars books.
And then the one is kind of a younger Star Wars book, and it also has Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that'll be good. We really do a lot of all ages on Free Comic Book Day. What else we got there?
Ooh, Energon Universe.
Energon Universe. That was actually a wraparound cover that I cropped, and a Godzilla book. So again, great books.
Big fan of the Energon Universe. I've been reading all of them. Transformers, G.I. Joe, Void Rivals. Void Rivals is awesome.
Yeah.
I just read the latest Transformers last night.
Yeah, by the way, we're out of Transformers Volume 1. I ordered more, but we do have Void Rivals back in stock for New Year's Eve. We have multiple copies of Volume 1 and multiple copies of Volume 2.
New Year's Steve challenge for you.
Yeah.
This Duke book was a 5-issue miniseries.
Yes.
And that's all it was.
Yeah.
But they put a Volume 1 on it.
I would count it. It has a 1 on it.
It has a 1 on it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no denying, if it has a 1 on it, we got to count it, unfortunately. More, the Vager one is Geiger, because, oh no, that has a 1 on it.
Now.
That has a 1 on it, yeah. It has a 1 on it, yeah. The Vager one is Beneath the Trees Where No One Sees, because they announced another one.
Right.
It doesn't have a 1 on it, so. What hat do I have on? My New Year's Steve hat? I'll put my captain's hat back on.
Oh, what about this? The Last Ronin. It doesn't have a number on it, but they're doing the sequel right now. They're doing the Volume 2 right now.
That's a good. Convince me it's a Volume 1. That's Last Ronin Re-Evolution. It's called, right? The new one.
It's called Last Ronin 2.
Yeah, Last
Re-Evolution.
Ronin 2. Yeah, I mean, arguably that's a Volume 1.
And they've already done Last Ronin: The Lost Years.
Maybe it should have a 1 on it.
But it doesn't.
Well, Reckless doesn't either.
Right.
Yeah, so it's semantics. We have to play it by ear, Yeah, so there's other things.
Jim Yost just got in the chair and I missed the Neil Diamond segment. I like, we should always only talk about those 2 subjects at the same time so that we could say we're talking about Neil Diamond.
Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about Neil Diamond next week, and we'll do a new song to open the song with.
Maybe. I just think if somebody comes in
the show with
to and says something about either Diamond or Neil Gaiman, we should always talk about both, and then we can say we talked about Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond. Yeah, it was a week of Neil Diamond news.
Yeah.
Ugh, God. Excuse me. That's just terrible. It's horrible. What else do we have here? Well, I think we did pretty well. I would like to give a little mention to
Microbooks.
Microbooks. This is micro. Okay, can you put us big?
Yeah. We still have one more.
Oh, we do?
Book. Yes.
Let me see. Oh, of course. Yes, I forgot about that one. This is our all ages. Two of our big all ages books. Again, the Hulk book is coming from Scholastic. 40-something cents a copy for me to order that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a lot.
It's a lot for me to hand that out for free to, everyone who shows up.
Right. And that's something that you would want to have a lot of because a lot of kids come in on Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and also I do think that that's going to be a good book. It's a sample to a book. But this is why basically what I'm doing is books like that, the Spider-Man book, Fantastic Four, Star Wars, X-Men, the DC book, the Energon universe, high profile books like that will have enough to last the day and probably into Sunday actually, like Free Comic Book Day weekend. But books like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's biography, I'm getting a very limited amount of them.
I didn't even know they were making that.
Yeah, it's called...
Do you think he talks a lot about being an airplane?
No, it's called... I forget what it's called, but there's a lot of obscure books like that.
Yeah. Are you telling me?
He was in Airplane. Yeah,
he
was a pilot. He was co-pilot.
He was one of the best scenes.
Yeah, he's the co-pilot, yeah. I do want to actually...
Oh, you've seen Airplane?
I've seen clips of Airplane. I've never seen the whole thing.
Did you know that there's a movie, I don't remember what it's called, right? And nobody knows this. But Airplane isn't just like a parody of this movie. It is a shot-for-shot remake of this movie.
Is it Airport?
Except for they just added jokes into all the scenes.
Is it Airport?
No, because it's about an airplane.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called though.
Oh.
But they literally then they don't talk about that the movie's based on this other movie at all. But this other movie, it is shot for shot the same movie
as Airplane,
except for
it's not funny.
It's not funny. It's crazy.
What is the name of that movie? You don't know?
I said 4 times. I don't remember the name.
Oh, okay. Because I actually recently I want to.
If somebody's watching and you know what movie we're talking about, right in the chat.
Because I actually want to watch Airport, which because I've been doing a disaster movie thing recently, and Airport was the first. Early on in there, they did a movie called Airport, which was about a hijacking, and I never have seen that entire movie, so I want to see that. Anyway, this is Microbooks, which was sculpted to us by Peter Landau's son.
Yes.
And he's super cool. I've been using him. I don't know. I've been using it on the New Year's Eve promotion a little bit. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Other free comic book days. Yeah. So anyway, these, if you come in and get the vouchers, and then when you get the form to reserve your free. What?
It's noon.
Okay, when you come in to get the form for the Free Comic Book Day comics, you'll be able to order these obscure ones. They will not be out on Free Comic Book Day. Free Comic Book Day will be the mainstream stuff for everyone coming in that's visiting Funny Books for the first time or just comes for Free Comic Book Day or brings their kids or something. But the real comic book fans that are here every week who may be more interested in some of these, like the Boom horror book. We'll probably have that up, but especially the mature content stuff, you should come in and get your vouchers, and the form will probably be out, I would say, in March. Okay? All right, so in closing, go to Comic Hub, go to funnyrama.com, go to the customer portal, get your next Wednesday order in, because when we end the show, Ziggy's going to start processing next Wednesday. So, and the first thing he's going to do is he's going to do the app syncs, which are your orders coming in. So get your orders in right now or as soon as you can. Ziggy will do do we have enough of them for you? And then we'll start processing the comics and putting them in.
And I say that out loud every time. Do we have enough of them for you?
Yes.
And then I process it.
And other than that, Thank you for turning your Sunday into ZUNDAY.
A GABINGI. And then we figure out how to stop it.